This week on Moms Like Us, Brooklyn Decker talks about what the new normal looks like after having kids.
The boobs are lower, everything's lower.
Plus, Married to Medicine's Dr. Simone is giving her opinion on Krystal Nielson's controversial pregnancy workout.
If you were not a runner pre-pregnancy, don't now become a runner.
We've got that plus so much more on today's Moms Like Us. Hey guys, Christina Garibaldi here with BRIANNE MANZ from Stroller in the City, and welcome to Moms Like Us. BRIANNE, how are you?
I'm doing great. We're just moving along. Celebrated St. Patrick's Day yesterday, which was so much fun.
Definitely, yes. I just threw on some cute outfits and called it a day, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But we have a lot to get to this week, a lot to talk about. But before we get into the mom and dad's news, let's talk about some baby names. We had some interesting baby names this week. So 2 celebs revealed their newborn names. LALA Kent and Randall Emmett welcomed their baby girl, and her name is Ocean Kent Emmett. What do you think about this one?
I love it. I really do. I love anything that has to do with the ocean. So I'm so excited about these baby names this week.
I do too. I liked Ocean. I actually knew a guy named Ocean too. So I feel like it can go either way, which is kind of cool. I like that name. Very different, but not too different where it's like, oh, that's really weird.
Right. It's still, it comes off, it's good. I like it.
I like it too. And then WILMER Valderrama also shared his baby name, Nakana Oceana Valderrama. He told People magazine that he and his wife Amanda Pacquiao loved Japan after a memorable trip they took together. So they researched some ancient Japanese warriors and found the legend Takiko Nakana, who was a female samurai. This is pretty cool. And Oceana is the middle name because she is a dive master and loves marine life. So we actually caught up with baby name expert Jennifer Moss, who is also the founder and CEO of babynames.com, to dish on the latest 2021 baby names. Take a look.
Well, for 2021, we're seeing definitely the flower name trend is big with girls like Lily and Rose and Magnolia. Those are holding strong. We're also seeing some like super god and goddess names like Freya. And I think that's to instill strength into your child. You know, we've all gone through some trying times in the last couple of years. And so I think people are looking for strong names, and parents are looking for happy names too, names that are positive. So those are the new trends coming in 2021.
So cool. I love that. So different. And, you know, when going about picking a baby name, how do you suggest doing so?
Well, our number one tip is to look at the name and try on the name from the perspective of the child. Can the child live with it? And also, can the child grow with it? You know, a lot of parents think it's so cute to give their child names that are very diminutive, like Birdie has popped up on the charts all of a sudden. But, you know, can that work in the boardroom? Is that going to look good on a resume? Because you have to realize you're not just naming a baby, you're also naming an adult eventually, right?
It's definitely interesting that people are looking at flower names and, you know, strong names. It's kind of cool how things change year after year.
I agree. I feel like when I was having my children, it was like kind of like more of like the popular names. I don't think there was any kind of meaning to them, you know, and I love that they're both like Oceana and Ocean. I like absolutely obsessed. And I love that they actually like did all this research to like, you know, because they love this place so much. Like that, you know, it just means so much more, I feel like.
Definitely. Do your kids have, their names have special meanings, or were they just names that you liked?
So no, they don't really have, the first names don't really have special meaning, but I don't know if I ever said this on here. I never had a middle name growing up, and I was like so upset with my mother. My brother and my sister do, but I don't, which I don't understand.
So funny.
I don't know. So I don't know. So I guess it scarred me. So my kids all have 2 middle names that I decided to do. So their second middle name is kind of like a place that like I love. So like my son's second middle name is Nevis because we went to Nevis on my baby moon. And then my daughter Selah is Harbor for Sag Harbor, which is like, you know, out in Long Island. So I tried to do like a little meanings like that for them.
I love that. That is so cool. And I really, really like that. I might actually steal that. My daughter's first name, Gianna, I just really like the name. And then her middle name is Marie, and my mom's name is Marianne. So we did a little bit nod to her. But I am having such a hard time figuring out a boy's name. I can't do it. I can't decide on anything. And it's driving everybody else around me crazy, but I don't know why. I had such an easier time with girl names, but boy names for me is really hard. I don't know why.
It's so funny that you're saying this because as I tell you, my assistant is pregnant as well. And we go through this all the time. She has 2 girl names that she absolutely loves, but she really does feel like it's going to be a boy. She's not finding out the sex. So we're constantly going back and forth about boy names because I think they are way harder. We need to all get on a conference call because it's hilarious. And she'll like say to my girls or like my son, like, what are the boys in your class? Like, what are their names to try to get like some ideas?
Right.
But we should do like a little thing of like all the boy names that we've come up with. It's
we totally should, because my list is like 2. I like everything I go through. I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. But it's really, really difficult, but I gotta make a decision soon.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so exciting though. But yeah, I think boy names are harder. So I mean, leave some comments.
Yes, please.
Tell us your favorite boy names. We want to know.
I would love to know. Love to get some inspiration. All right, let's get to our mom and dad news of the week. Brooklyn Decker recently sat down with us to chat all about what she misses about the newborn phase, but also how her body has changed since having 2 kids, Hank and Stevie, with her husband, Andy Roddick. Take a look. I know you said that, now that they're 5 and 3, it's getting a little bit easier, but is there anything that you miss about the newborn stage? And do you guys, I know people ask you probably all the time, but do you want to have more children?
Oh my gosh, that's a big question mark. I have no idea. I have no idea. I was hoping this year would provide some clarity on that question, but it didn't for me. And as far as the newborn phase, I love it. My best friend had a baby in December, and she and her husband are now fully vaccinated. And so they were able to bring her over for the last week for the first time. And I was able to hold her, and just, I love it. I can't tell if I love my friends' newborns or if I want my own, but yeah, I miss it. I mean, I was watching videos recently, and Hank, my 5-year-old, it was a video from last year, and he had his little baby voice still, and that's gone. He's a boy, he's actually a big kid now. So little things like that, I think you long for as a parent and you want to hold on to, but also seeing them grow, it's so much fun. Every phase, everyone told me it gets better and better, and it's been true.
And like I said, that you always keep it real on Instagram. And last year you said, I love this, that you were still wearing like the mesh underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, what are some other post-children problems that you still have to deal with? And are you still wearing the mesh underwear?
Oh my gosh. I actually I posted these recently. I won't show you, I'll spare you, but I actually have there's this company called Bodily, and they do all postpartum recovery. And I'm actually wearing their underwear right now that are made for maternity and postpartum. And I find that the stuff that's made for women in that phase of life, because it's such a raw time in your life, physically, emotionally, everything. So everything that's made for that time is so gentle and soft and nurturing, and it's not beautiful. It's just highly functional. So I find that those are the pieces I go to over and over again. So yeah, I'm currently wearing maternity underwear. But problems I still deal with. I mean, I think you just get used to, I don't know if you feel this way. You just get used to a new normal.
Exactly.
The boobs are lower, everything's lower. Things don't look the way they looked before, and that's okay.
Right.
My body kind of left with my children, it's gone. And that's just where we're at in life.
Exactly. So her youngest is 3 years old, and I love that she's still wearing maternity underwear. This is so relatable. Did you still wear like any of your, pregnancy clothes, maternity clothes, underwear, things like that afterwards?
I feel like I did. Like, I feel like I wore like the sports bras like forever. And I just like never like swapped it out or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, totally.
I totally did.
I think I was carrying a diaper bag around when my kids were not even in diapers anymore because I never swapped it out.
Right. And they're so roomy. You can fit so much stuff in. I definitely wore like my pregnancy leggings, like much later than I should have, but they were just so comfortable. So I was like, might as well.
And if you're pregnant in the summertime, like with those like long dresses, I still wore them like well after I was pregnant. For sure.
Yeah, totally. Whatever's comfortable, whatever works.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Khloe Kardashian said that she and her sisters would never mom shame anyone. She told Australia's Gritty Pretty magazine that there are always challenges with raising kids, but I'm so fortunate to have such a strong family support group. We also know that we have individual families and don't like to give a lot of advice unless it's solicited. We never mom shame. We hate a shamer. Gotta love that.
I mean, it's so true. I mean, how many times are they like, they're constantly being picked at no matter what they do. So, I mean, I would hope that they would never do that to any other mom, you know?
Totally. And, you know, I mean, was there ever something that you realized or you said that you weren't going to do before you had kids that you did? Like, you know, some people say they would never give their kids an iPad, and then you go out to a restaurant or something like that and you give your kids an iPad. So what is something that like you thought you would never do?
Totally. I mean, definitely the iPad thing, 100%. And then also I feel like they were saying, don't do the pacifier thing. Like when my son was born, and I didn't do it for a while. And then when I finally like gave in, I'm like, oh my God, why did I was so against this? Because it helps them. It suits the baby, you know?
Totally.
And I didn't even want it after like I never had a hard time like weaning the pacifier with them. Which is so great. But yeah, it suits them and it works and it's okay.
Right. It's definitely okay. The iPad actually happened to me over the weekend. I have to get a new car in a couple of months. So we were out looking and she had to come with us. So she was just sitting there and getting antsy. And I'm like, you know what? I got to do it. I have to do it. I never thought I would be that person, but when you're in those situations, just sometimes it has to happen.
Absolutely. And I feel like, yeah, just like we'll own it. Like,
right.
I mean, whatever works. My mother always said that, whatever works for you. If your baby wakes up in the middle of the night and you take them into your bed, you know what? You can get a little bit more sleep like that. It's whatever works for you. So no mom shaming here at all.
No mom shaming here at all. Definitely.
Okay, so Amy Schumer, she posted this photo of her son reunited with her dad, his grandfather, and she captioned it, "Big day, first real visit with my dad in a year."
Oh my God, that's like, oh my God, it breaks your heart that they haven't been able to see each other in a year.
I know, and I feel like we're hearing so many stories about that too. Like, has Gianna been able to see her grandparents or great-grandparents?
She has, yes. My mom and my mother-in-law both watch her during the days, so they alternate. So she's been around them a lot. She's been able to see her great-grandparents, which is nice too. So we've been in like a little bubble, but you know, I mean, the first few months when everything was really going down, like she didn't see them for like 2 or 3 months. So that was really hard. They would like come up to the window and like wave. So it was so hard.
I know. We did it with my mom too. We didn't see my mom for a long time during like the first half of COVID. And then like as the summer, you know, eased up a little bit, we were able to see her. But then when the kids went back to school, I was really nervous.
Sure, yeah.
In school, so we didn't see her for a while. We didn't even celebrate the holidays with her. So now as she's just got the vaccine, thank God. So we are, you know, finally able to see her.
I know, getting back to normal, hopefully.
We're
trying slowly but surely. Here we go. All right. Well, next up, Katy Perry has been fully back to work at American Idol, and the new mom is not hiding that she is very, very tired. Take a look at this little tribute they put together for her. You know, new mom life, always tired.
Oh my God. I love that so much. But I also love that she's wearing Christian Siriano. He made her the outfit with the built-in like breastfeeding panel. I mean, that's like, awesome.
That's amazing. He should start selling that. It would probably sell out real quick.
I know. He has come such a long way too. I'm so impressed by him.
I know, he really has. I mean, you know, she kind of thrust right back into American Idol only a few short weeks after she had her baby. I mean, you know, we've talked about this so many times, being a working mom, working from home right now. It's hard balancing everything, especially when the kids are running around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like, how are you even managing your like work life?
It's hard, like, but luckily, like I said, like my mom and my mother-in-law are here during the days, but you know, if we have like a late shoot or something like that, it's always like a juggle with like my husband watching her, and you know, and like we said before, you know, you kind of have to give in sometimes and do a little bit more screen time if you need to get some stuff done. It's hard. It's a balance, but I am so grateful for like the extra time at home. I really am.
I know. I agree with you. I think it's so, especially now that, you know, you're not going into the office, like you get to have that time. Especially like my sister just had her baby too. And it's like for her to go back to work, she's still going to be home with the baby, you know, and that's just something that you have to just be grateful for.
No, totally. Yeah. Because I couldn't even imagine like going back to work after like, you know, just a regular maternity leave now, even though I did it the first time, but it's like, I can't like wrap my head around it, but you know, it's really hard. It's hard balancing everything. It's hard working from home. It's hard going to the office. It's hard all around.
It is hard all around. Yes. I will say though, like I never had like an issue like, oh, I'm going to go out to dinner with a friend. And now that things have changed so much, that's like a big thing for me to schedule in now. Now I'm like, oh, like wait a second, I got to have someone like watch the kids or whatever. You know, it's like, it's a whole thing because I don't do that anymore.
Right.
So, weird.
It is. It's really, really weird. All right. Well, Krystal Nielson from Bachelor Nation posted this crazy ab workout video this week. Did you see this? It's insane. It's nuts. So we need to know what an OB-GYN really thought about this. So we caught up with Married to Medicine star Dr. Simone to see what she had to say. What did you think of that ab workout? Because when I saw it, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that, like, you know, ab workouts are always iffy. I never know what to do. But what did you think of her video in particular?
Well, I think she did an amazing demonstration, first of all. And I think that an ab workout is okay. You cannot hurt your baby until you physically hurt yourself. So as long as you're in a low risk pregnancy, the workout would be completely fine. And I think working on those abs, if, you know, you don't have an extremely large baby, you're not carrying multiples, you don't have a history of preterm labor, I think it's completely fine. And she looked amazing doing it. She made me want to go do some ab work, and I'm not even pregnant.
Seriously. Is there like a rule of thumb when it comes to ab exercises though? Because they say that you don't want to strain it too much because you can strain the muscles, or you don't want to be on your back after maybe 20 weeks. Is that something that you would recommend as well?
So when we tell patients to not lie on your back, that's usually in the 3rd trimester, so way after 28 weeks. But I tell my patients, you can do, for the most part, your same exercise routine as long as you're not doing heavy lifting. And once your body can no longer do it, your body is going to tell you, because things are going to start to hurt and ache in ways that they were not before. And that's when you will have to take a step back from the exercise routine.
Right. So in Krystal's video, she's actually like moving her abs in and out. Would the baby actually feel that? And like you said, that is totally safe for the baby and good movement for the baby, right?
And you have to think, there are women who work every day during their pregnancy. They're bending, squatting. I have had patients who work for companies like UPS, FedEx. And so she's not hurting the baby by doing those abs. And maybe she's even giving the baby an extra hug, little tight squeeze. But again, she will know if something's wrong, because she's going to feel uncomfortable or sore in ways that she hasn't before.
Right. So, you know, can someone actually get in shape who wasn't in shape before while pregnant, or do you recommend that maybe just start something easy if you don't work out beforehand?
If you did not work out before you became pregnant, I certainly do not recommend starting some strenuous exercise routine in the pregnancy. I do encourage my patients, you want to walk 30 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week, and you want to try to do some light exercise. Swimming is great, but if you were not a runner pre-pregnancy, don't now become a runner, because pregnancy can have some aches and pains that go along with it, even if you're a non-exerciser.
Definitely. Is running okay at 9 months? Because sometimes you see these marathon runners that like are so inspiring that they're running like marathons at 9 months pregnant, but obviously we all can't do that. But would you recommend, if you are a runner, that you can continue to do that into your 9th month?
Absolutely. If you're a runner, continue to run for as long as you possibly can. At some point, it may become uncomfortable. You might have Braxton Hicks contractions or cramping. But I do recommend exercising and doing whatever you were doing pre-pregnancy for as long as your gravid uterus allows.
So even though it looks weird, it's totally fine.
I'm kind of shocked that she said that.
I am too. She said, you know, and she actually said which was surprising to me, that pretty much all ab workouts until like you're pretty later on into your pregnancy is okay. And, you know, I was always like, you know, I always thought like, oh, I shouldn't do like full ab workouts or things like that, because you don't want to strain too much of the muscle. But she said, as long as you're not hurt, the baby's not hurt.
I'm shocked by this because I was always told the same thing. Like I would always do a workout, but never anything for my stomach. Like maybe it was like a yoga pose that was like kind of working out my stomach, but nothing like that. Right?
I know. It still makes me a little nervous. And even when she said, you know, you can run at 9 months if you were a runner before, but not like you shouldn't start running marathons while you're pregnant. It's probably not the best idea. But, you know, as long as you're active 3 or 4 days a week, like she said, and, you know, kind of moving, always walking, I think that's the best thing.
For sure. And like, what is your pregnancy workout go-to?
I've been doing like the Peloton. I've been doing like spin classes a lot. I still do like strength classes. I've been walking on the treadmill, not running, even though like you want to, but I just try to move a little bit throughout the day, like 45 minutes a day, just because like I'm sitting down at the desk so much. So I want to just move a little bit.
No, that's great. I mean, you're moving more than I am. I can't seem to do it. I can't seem to get my workout in.
It's hard to find the time.
It's so hard. I'm like, summer's coming. You have to do this.
It is hard. All right. Well, our celeb moms, they're just like us this week, goes to Ashley Tisdale. The mom to be wrote in an Instagram story that she was experiencing plantar fasciitis, which meant that it literally hurts just to walk on my feet. I've never felt pain like this, and I'm hoping once the baby is here, it lets up. I know there could be worse things, but for someone who is constantly on their feet, it can be pretty unbearable. She said that she's trying to keep it positive and then shared this selfie cradling her baby bump, saying she's already the light of my life. I've actually never heard of this.
I feel like I've heard of the term, but I didn't know that you get it when you're pregnant.
Right.
I mean, that must be so hard because she has like the extra like baby, you know, like carrying her, like the baby around, and then like, I don't know, you can't walk on your foot. Like, I can't even imagine.
I can't even imagine that. Did you have any pains, like weird pains when you were pregnant?
I didn't, like maybe some like back pain here and there, but like I know for my sister, she was experiencing carpal tunnel.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, you need to go get that worked out and, you know, checked out. And she was like, no, the doctor said it goes away after you have the baby. And sure enough, it did.
It did.
So like something must have been like leaning on something.
Right. Yeah. That's so strange. At the end of the day, I get a really bad pain, like right under my boob. But like the doctor said it was probably just like a muscle strain, but I got it with my first as well. But it's like, sometimes it's like, like you can't even breathe at the end of the day. That's like the worst thing. But other than that, but it went away right after I had the baby.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Like the baby must be pressing on something.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Oh my God. So our That Real moment of the week goes to Alec Baldwin. Hilaria shared this photo of their 6 babies when they were just born, and she quizzed her husband on who was who, and he didn't get everyone right.
That's amazing.
I love it. I mean, it's hard. I dug up my own kids' photos, but they actually, I know who's who.
That's a good thing. They are so cute. They were so adorable.
It was kind of a blast from the past. It was so nice to dig that up. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't done this in such a long time because I didn't have Instagram. I had Instagram when my last one was born.
Okay.
So I might have had like my middle one on Instagram, like when she was born, like as a flashback, but I didn't even have my son. I even looked on Facebook. I wasn't even on Facebook.
Oh my God. That's so
weird.
That is so weird. That is so much has changed. Oh my God. They're so cute.
And you have Gianna here too.
Yes, I have Gianna here. I was digging, like same thing. I was digging through the photos and she was with me and she keeps looking at it and she's like, Gigi. I'm like, yes, that is you. But yes, it's so cute. And, you know, I was thinking about it because, you know, a couple of my friends that have given birth, they're not doing like those newborn photo shoots in the hospital anymore because of COVID and everything. So I'm like, I got to make sure that like everything's together. So when I go, I have to take my own photos. But yeah, it's so cute. I mean, there's nothing but sweeter than a brand new baby.
Oh my God. No, not at all. And I'm like eating it all up with my sister now. It's so great.
So much fun.
So fun. Like I get like the baby fever, but then I'm like, no, he's crying. You can take him.
Right. Here you go.
Yeah. I'm officially like, okay, we are done. Like I just know.
If you're not getting baby fever around your sister baby, then you're done.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much done. But then my son held her baby yesterday for the first time, and like he was so good with the baby. He had like the best instincts ever. Like my girls have already held the baby, but you know they're like, oh, he's so cute, whatever. But like to watch my son, who doesn't care about anything, actually like just rock the baby like a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, how do you know how to do that? It was his first time ever holding a newborn. And it was hilarious. And that got me, I was like, oh my God. I was like, nope, 1 second. That's it. Got it in my head. I'm done.
You're like, back to reality. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
I love that. So cute. I love that so much. But yeah, like nothing better than a newborn. All right. Well, we are leaving you today with more of Brooklyn Decker and no one told you. Well, Brianne, thank you so much as always. And thank you to all of our guests. Make sure to check out Moms Like Us every Thursday on Us Weekly's YouTube channel. Keep commenting, keep subscribing. And Brianne and I will see you guys next week.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye. Is there one thing about motherhood you wish you knew before you had your kids?
Ooh, no, because it's funny. I have a friend who claims she's a bit psychic, and she's like, "Let me tell you about your kids." This is when I was pregnant, and I said, "I really don't want to know. I want, like, it's meant to be a surprise. We're not meant to be totally prepared for it." I mean, I do. Now that being said, I do wish that I was warned about postpartum recovery specifically, and just how physically hard that time is. I knew that, like, I would be sleep deprived. I knew that I would be getting used to a new normal and figuring out breastfeeding if I could breastfeed, and I knew that was going to be challenging, but I don't think I knew that there would be stitches and there would be 6 weeks of bleeding and like all the gross things that come along with recovery that no one warned you about. I kind of wish a girlfriend would have pulled me aside and said, "Hey, let me give you a heads up. You're going to want an ice pack for a few weeks." Things like that.